Have you ever wondered what happens to old school buses when they're retired and no longer hauling kids to school? Well, today you're gonna learn the answer to that question. I'm excited about this bus. I believe there's 7 different buses that already have scrap permits that she said just take them. And then there's a handful of buses that are still working that she'll sell. I think we're like $2 grand a piece. We are down here about an hour south of our shop at a place called Pleasant Grove, Utah. I got an email the other day from a gal named Tanya, and she runs a bus business. It's a private like bus charter business. And she said, hey, I got a bunch of old buses, don't know what to do with them, need them hauled off. And I said, I'm your Huckleberry, creating these videos. One of the benefits of doing what we do is we get access to deals that never hit the market. The reason I'm doing this video today, guys, is to show you guys a side hustle that literally anybody can do. In this case, for example, if you drove past a field or a lot that had a bunch of old school buses in it that didn't look like they were being used, there's a good chance you can get your hands on them. The same thing goes for literally any vehicle or piece of equipment or just a yard full of junk, as you guys have seen on the channel throughout the past year or so. We buy and collect a lot of stuff that we can turn around and resell. A lot of it we also repurpose and use in our own projects. Let's say you're driving down the road one day and you pass a place that looks like this. Well, if you want a chance to make some extra cash, find out who owns the stuff. Go knock on the door or pull up address and information and call that person and see if you can make a deal. In this case, it looks like the owner of the bus is actually gonna let us haul a bunch of them off just for free, just because she needs them gone. And that's because they've been kind of harvested for parts. Lots of different parts and pieces are missing to keep the rest of their fleet going, but there's still a lot of valuable stuff here. This is a Cummins engine core. That right there, probably worth at least $1,000 bucks, if not more. Probably has a transmission, a rear end. So my plan here is to figure out what's here, what's been taken apart, what's missing, figure out what's worth harvesting parts and pieces off of, and what is gonna go straight to the scrapyard. Now, you can't take vehicles to a scrapyard unless you have either the title or a dismantler's permit. A dismantler permit is something that the state DMV issues to make sure that you're not scrapping stolen cars. So they'll come out, check the VIN number, they'll write you a little permit like this, and you'll take that permit to the scrapyard and give it to them instead of a title. So this video is gonna be a little more on the educational side to help you guys understand this process, so that hopefully you can do it on your own. I really, really want every single one of you to watch these videos, especially kind of the side hustle ones, and learn as much as you possibly can and go out and make some extra money, guys. It's out there. There's low-hanging fruit everywhere. Now, when you're talking about school buses, there's 3 different types. There's flat nose, and the flat nose comes with an option where either the engine is in the back, like this one, similar to like our monster bus, and they almost all have Cummins engines. And then you have the flat nose front engine, right? So 2 differences. And then you have the conventional style where it actually has the hood like a regular truck and the engine's up front. So I don't see any conventional buses here. I see all flat nose, mostly front engine with a couple of rear engines. So right now I have a list that she gave me. I believe there's 7 different buses that already have scrap permits that she said just take them. And then there's a handful of buses that are still working that she'll sell for fairly cheap. I think we're like $2 grand a piece. And then there's this guy right here. This, my friends, is called a Prevost coach. Prevost and MCI are kind of the 2 main manufacturers of big like tour buses like this. I believe this one is set up in like a passenger configuration. So this is the type of bus that you'd see like Greyhound and those companies running. She said it's got new engine, new transmission, but it's got a bad wheel seal.
Right here. New engine and transmission.
Yep. So I feel like somehow
Prevost.
You're not being mean, but I feel like somehow that's still gonna get you canceled.
Just.
All right. So this truck has 56 seats in it. Got your old school TVs. Pretty sure this is a 99 or a 2000.
I just like this cab.
I know.
This whole like.
These old coaches are awesome, dude. I mean, literally it feels like you're driving in your living room.
Yeah, like above you, it's like 2 stories.
So this is definitely something I'm interested in. However, the price has got to be right. I think she was saying like 10 grand or something, which the new engine and transmission is definitely worth it, but these buses, you can find them out there in this kind of condition for that kind of money. So my thought is, if I were to buy this, fix the wheel seal that it needs, I don't know how much I'm gonna spend on that. If I had to pay 10 grand and then I have to put another, 4 or 5 grand into it, then I'm into it 15. I don't think in the current condition that this thing brings more than 15 to maybe 30 on eBay. Each bus has a lot of their kind of personal stuff in it, tools and equipment, in order for us to be able to haul them off. Some of these buses are jam-packed. You can't even walk down the aisle because they got so much stuff in them. This one is another old touring coach, which is like a 1980, and it's an MCI, which is the other big brand of coaches that I told you about. This one they said was gutted and turned into a party coach, and I'm almost scared to go in there because you can smell what you're seeing right now. Like, even as you guys are watching this video, you look in there, you know what smell I'm about to experience. This looks like Dirty Mike and the boys had their way with this thing. Oh boy. My thought is this was like a private room, like if you needed to have like a business meeting. This was definitely a mini strip club right here. I'm glad I'm wearing boots. So this is not something we would try to get running again. Now that's one thing I was not expecting. Teachings of the President of the Church. This is a book from our church with a case of PBR sitting right on top of it. There's some serious variety going on. By the way, this is not an ad or anything, but I have a really hard time finding pants that I like, that fit well, that are comfortable, that are lightweight, that are durable, that look good. But recently I found this company called Born Primitive. Again, this is not an ad, I paid full price for this, but dude, they have the most legit pants. They have everything from denim to these kind of stretchy work pants. Super stoked on them. And it's a veteran-owned company, so all their stuff fits really, really well. This guy right here, number 4, is one that still runs and drives that she's willing to sell. Take a look at that bus and take a wild guess how much you think we're able to buy it for. Hands might be driving a bus home. Damn, I never saw seats like this in a bus when I was a kid. Got the high back luxury business seating in here. So this one was for kids going to business school, I guess. So this is a bus that I really like that I think we're gonna go get some batteries for. I'll bring this back to the shop since we're already down here, since the other stuff isn't ready to go for a week or so, since we gotta do some cleaning up. So we're gonna go try to grab some batteries and this bad boy fired up. Is that Nate?
Yeah.
Where'd that happen? The Redwood?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Just got some pictures from Nate, our other camera guy.
Those 2 cars, his car.
He got wrapped up in
cremated.
It's so funny because I actually almost hit him this morning as a joke. He wasn't looking, he was pulling out and I swerved over at him and he looked up last minute, freaked out. That happened like 2 hours after that. The batteries they pulled out of this to put in that one, we're gonna pull back out of that and put back in here so we don't have to go to the store. I'm excited about this bus. 2008, so it's pretty new. Super clean. Probably put some batteries in this thing, take it back and put it up for sale immediately and see what happens while we're waiting for the rest of the stuff to be ready to be picked up. So let's see how quickly we can turn our $2,000 into 10 that it sells for. We'll see. Cummins ISC, this engine is worth 10 grand all day. I don't know how many miles the actual engine has because the bus has 180. Maybe it's a new engine, maybe it's the same, but that engine and transmission alone are worth 10 grand for the pair all day long. Moment of truth. Ooh, nice. Smells a little like coolant. From what I saw on the list, I believe there's 7 or 8 buses that we're gonna haul off for free, for scrap, that are not repairable, not drivable. And then I just bought one, a really nice 2008 Thomas with the rear engine that I'm gonna be driving back to the shop right now. And there's one more that's for sale, it's drivable, almost identical to this one. I think it's front engine though, but really kind of newer, nice condition. Probably gonna buy that one when we come back down. So I'm gonna track every single penny on this deal to show you guys how the deal works, to show you, if we make a profit or not. I'm pretty confident we will, as long as we follow through with it and don't just take them to the shop and park them and then move on to the next project, which sometimes we have a tendency to do because we were very busy people. But I feel good about this one and I'm actually really excited to drive this bus home. It's pretty clean, pretty nice. If I had to guess, I would say by the time we're done with this deal, we're gonna end up with somewhere between 8 and 10 buses.
Pull the first one on. Yeah, she's a little dusty, a little dirty. Just the way we like it. You want to see true skill? Dave's got one hand on the broom that's pushing on the lever so he can control the winch too. Some guys figured it all out. Bus 1 completed. Just dawned on me what Dave is gonna do. This guy's got some black magic. I was driving here trying to figure out how we're gonna load stuff onto this other trailer. Dave Sparks might be one of the smarter people I know. You'll see. You'll see. It all makes sense. are about to get real western here. There's no winch on this trailer. We don't have a loader. We don't have anything to push this bus onto this trailer. So we backed the Peterbilt up to it. Not enough momentum and these brakes are locked up. So we're just gonna pull her with the old Kenworth.
All right, so we got the bus loaded up onto the lowboy. The front's kicked over a little bit too far to the left, so right now we got the Mass Wrecker, borrowed from Brian Old Atlas, crushing it. Hook the winch to the front of the bus, try and pull it over to get it centered, so you got a nice centered load. That's always, never actually seen one of these things in the wild before. Look as it majestically grabs onto the front of the bus and pulls it lovingly towards itself.
Well, the quick coupler for the main airline is damaged. Plastic tubing just wants to come out of the brass fitting. So I deformed the internal insert to help cause it to grab a little better, but I still don't trust it to hold. So now I'm just wrapping it with electrical tape after putting it back together. So I just got to wrap it really, really good. Make sure it doesn't slide out of the brass fittings. Wrap it and wrap it and wrap it. One caging bolt. Gotta work be free. If it's not free, it'll be a pain in the ass to cage.
All right, my friends, as you can see, we are back picking up buses, and we've got 1, 2, 3 loaded. We were gonna put the 4th on our big gooseneck, but getting it on there would be a nightmare. Still got 4 or 5 buses to pick up. I think it's a total of 10, I think, including the one I bought. I'm not 100% sure. There's so many buses. I feel like every time we pull one out, another one appears. So we got our hands full. And again, I still don't even know what we're gonna do with these things. So if you guys have some ideas, drop in the comments below. I think the leading idea right now is to stack them all up like this and play dominoes. They're bound for the scrap heap anyways, so I don't know, we'll see. Lots of ideas, but I mean, how do you say no to 10 free buses, right? No. You just come load them up and you take them back to your shop, and then you park them in the storage lot, and then you squeeze them in there real tight, and then you forget you have them. And then a couple years from now, you realize that they're just kind of a pain in the ass, and then you run to the scrapyard. That's how things normally play out. We're gonna try to avoid that scenario this time and maybe do something a little bit more productive with them, although I don't know what that is yet. So we're gonna head back to the shop and then probably come back early tomorrow morning and finish loading up. All right, so remember how early on in this video I was like, I gotta figure out what we're gonna do with them, whether we're gonna sell them or build them into something or just have them go sit over at our storage lot and forget about them. I said that as a joke. Well, it's been 4 months and we're at our storage yard. And we've got 7 really cool buses just sitting here. So here's the thing, these buses were free. I paid for one of them because it runs and drives. Some of them run, some of them don't. Good parts and pieces. We're still trying to figure out what to do with them. They may just sit here forever. They may become scrap metal, or one of you guys may have an amazing idea of something we should do with them. So you know what to do now. Drop a comment below. Let us know, what should we do with these school buses? I thought about playing giant dominoes with them. Should be kind of cool. I don't know, sky's the limit. That shouldn't sit over here anymore. We should do something neat with them. So drop a comment below, let us know what you think.